Hi there. When you're reading a text, there are different strategies that you can use to make sense of the text and maybe get more immersed in it. So, in this video, we're going to take a look at one of these strategies, annotating. So, what is annotating exactly? Well, in short, it's adding information to the text while you're reading it. Physically, I mean. So you can add any information that you think is relevant to keep for later, any details that you think you should remember, or important passages or excerpts from your book or text, maybe meaningful quotes from different characters or from the narrator, and even vocabulary that you didn't know or would like to clarify for later if you want to look it up in a dictionary. Anything that makes you understand the text better or that helps you get relevant meaning or context. All of that works. So let's take this text for example. We have a short text on the wombat here. It's an informational text that tells us briefly about the wombat. So here, we're going to give you some examples as to how to annotate properly. First, we can take notes by writing on the text itself. Obviously, don't do that if the book isn't yours, but if it is yours, that's something you can do. Here, we circled the words mostly nocturnal, which means that the wombat is mostly active at night. It sleeps during the day. That's an interesting fact. Make sure that you take the notes in your book, but that you leave enough space to read the text later. You don't want to clutter everything up so that it's completely illegible. So make it clear and make it simple. Then you can highlight parts of the text. Here, we highlighted a section about the wombat's great digging ability when using its claws and teeth. You can highlight other features of the text as well. Here, on the second case, we highlighted a section that says that similar to kangaroos, wombats have pouches to carry their babies, but for them, they face backwards so that it doesn't fill with dirt when they're digging. Now, one important note, don't highlight the whole text. We just want the parts that are needed. Otherwise, again, it'll clutter up everything and the notes will be useless. You can also use sticky notes. That's another great thing that you can do physically with your book without necessarily writing on it. On larger ones, you can write down what you want to remember. For instance, physical traits, size, weight, that sort of thing. Or you can write down that it has short legs and a short tail. It doesn't always have to be text. You can doodle something, draw an image, anything that works for you. And on smaller ones, you can even point out specific information like the wombat's possible colors right here. Maybe even its connections to other animals. So, adding thoughts and questions that come up while you're reading is also a good idea. So, if you want, you can write down questions that you have. Are wombats only found in Australia? Something like that. If you're missing information too, that can also be very useful. There's no mention in this text of their habitat or their litter size or their lifespan, for instance. So, if you want answers to those questions, you can look it up later. And why are there wombat droppings in the illustration? Why isn't it mentioned in the text anywhere? Why did the author want to include that? What's the reason? I don't understand. Anyway, it might be worth looking into it. Just make a note not to forget, I guess. Remember, keep your notes clear. We're going to say it again because that's the most important part. You don't want to be confused by your own notes. They're here to help you, not hinder you. Same goes for highlighting. Like we've said earlier, if you highlight the whole text, nothing means anything. Not everything is important. If everything is important, nothing is. That sort of thing. Hopefully, this helped you understand what it means to annotate the text. And, if you want to learn more about the response process, we always have more videos for you on alloprof.qc.ca or on the YouTube channel right here. See you next time.